Welcome to Class Bell for the third out of 4 meetings between Montreal and Vancouver as we enter crunch time with 3 playoff spots still up for grabs. The Goldeneyes coming in after snapping a 2-game losing streak in Toronto. It was a back and forth battle, but it was former Scepters who led the way, with Sarah Nurse, Izzy Daniels, and Hannah Miller finding their way onto the score sheet. For Montreal, a key piece of the lineup is back. Erin Ambrose is in tonight after being injured at the Olympics. Keep in mind, it's been 41 days since her last game. Catherine Dubois made a statement in the last game against the Sirens, scoring 2 to clinch a victory in Detroit.
To center for Nurse, stopped by Nicole Gosling, who remains with Boulier. And Sophie, we talked about the shuffling more so for the forwards as Corey Chevry has broken up Stacey, Rock, and Dubois. Stacey's outside shot needed an early save from Ashmeyer.
Yes, and Gosling has had some great success with Boulier. That's why the plan was to keep her with her and having some confidence.
Now in, Izzy Daniels coming off a breakout game for her against the Scepters, looking to build off of that. She scored their go-ahead goals, a 3-2 win for them. First win at an opponent's primary venue. They have struggled on the road this year. So we've talked about the return of Ambrose, but how about Dara Gregg as well? She did not play in the Winnipeg takeover to her game, as Mashmeyer needs another glove save. Flaherty chips it back down low. Gregg's right there. Taking a look here out with Rock and Darkangelo. So that'll be Montreal's second line. Chevry saying she's excited to see what Rock and Darkangelo can get up to. Here comes Jen Gardner, the former Victoire forward. Cycles it back. Looks ahead for Manna McMahon, who also is really playing some good hockey as of late.
Corey Chevry mentioned that she wanted her team to have a great start, putting pucks behind the D. Let's see how Montreal is going to do. And Vancouver on the other side, well, they have to get every line going.
Really looking for that depth scoring. Denisheva on the outside, trying to get around. DiGirolamo gets stopped along the circles. Youngbloom tracks it. Sydney Bard has a lane, slap shot low and blocked in front. And coach of the Goldeneyes, Brian Adolski, talked about that's a strength of Montreal's game, blocking shots.
The structure that they have in the neutral zone and blocking shots, it's outstanding. It's going to be a great challenge for him, and he said that he's really happy that he's facing Montreal.
Likes that challenge here down the stretch. Feels momentum's important as you approach that playoff round. So Goldeneyes 6 points back from that 4th spot. Of course, big game tonight between Ottawa, so that's on display in Calgary, and Minnesota, New York also tonight. So busy night in the PWHL as Mashmeyer accepts the pass off the backhand, looks for Sophie Jakes, who leads this team in goal scoring, connects with Hannah Miller. Great read by Gosling, up ahead, Downey Landry has LaBelle with her. LaBelle pulls it in on net. Mashmeyer with a good blocker save. Victoire finding some time now in the offensive zone. Jakes stopped up, LaBelle pushes it forward. Scooped up by Willoughby. Now on net, another big stop by Mashmeyer. Downey Landry finding her seams.
And she's back at center tonight. I think Downey Landry likes to be center. She's been center most of her life, so maybe she feels more comfortable being in the middle.
Corey Chevry saying that, kind of likes Rock on the wing. But again, a strength of this Montreal team is their versatility. DiGirolamo pushes it to the boards. Gets rimmed around, looking near side. Ashton Bell goes back for it. A nice DDD pass. Channel Watkins. Nice quick up. That gives room. Meixna trying to cut in. Gets stopped by DiGirolamo, and Debian gets a touch. Gosling quick up to center to Darkangelo. Nice touch. Venisheva on the turnover. Goldeneyes trying to take advantage. Slapping it right back down into Montreal's zone. Gosling naturally integrating into that TP1 quarterback roll. D'Arcangelo tracks it well. Back up. Thompson, that gets pinched off by Derek Gregg, looking down low. Gregg rolls off for a check from Rosenthal. Thompson looks up ice, leads Vancouver in point production. They're getting a lot of points from their blue line. Now to center, it's Abby Rock. One-on-one, but she has company. Rock trying to get through the stick, swatted away by Jakes.
1-on-4, great job by Vancouver, though, by stepping up on Abby and not giving her time and space to take that shot.
Abby Rock is 1 goal away from setting a new career high, chasing goal number 7. Katie Tabin, in the absence of Ambrose, leads this team in ice time. Up ahead from Linkova. Gets in over the blue line in time to keep this onside. Linkova to the corner for Dubois. Clarity back to her blue line. Victoire send 2 below the goal line. The Goldeneyes have 3. Ashton Bell up ahead looking for Seghetti, who accepted a nice gesture gift from the fans back in warm-up. A nice pack of mini eggs. Just over 5 minutes gone here in the first period. An important number for the Goldeneyes. They've allowed the most goals within the first 5 minutes of games. Allowed 7 so far this season, tied for the most. So good for them to get over that hump. Poulet, Maureen Murphy also still sidelined. Earliest Poulet could come back April 5th. They do have a game on April 7th, so we'll see if maybe she'll be back for then. To the center, Meiksna accepts the pass. Unity as Jakes looks up ice. Connects ahead with Sarah Nurse. In comes Nurse for the Goldeneyes. To center on net. Daban was ready for it. Look out for Sarah Nurse. A threat tonight in Montreal. Await our opening goal in Place Belle between the Victoire and Goldeneyes. The third meeting of the season. Playoff implications on the line tonight. Downey Landry reverses it back. Flaherty looks up ice. Tried to connect with LaBelle, but it goes all the way. Another chance. Nurse, a lane denied by Desbiens. The time, the space, but getting by ARD is the biggest challenge. Jakes. Miller calls for it. Trickles in. Nurse, another look. Just can't grab it in time. Miller trying to direct traffic. Now to center, a break. A chance for Willoughby. Gets through 2. Willoughby cuts in. Stopped by Thompson in the final moment. On a stick lift just in time.
Great momentum by Vancouver here. 2 great chances. They're going to have to be careful in the transition, however.
Caitlin Willoughby from Saskatchewan still looking for her first pro goal, but that speed is so hard to stop. A valuable trade for the Victoire.
Especially good also on the power on the PK. Great kill.
It's that agility. It's like it's hard to read what she's going to do.
Oh, yeah.
Abby Rock comes in. Oh, D'Arcangelo on the doorstep. Bashmeyer and Desbiens have been busy. Now comes Rosenthal to the outside. Good back check by Rock to steer her to the corner. Loose stick there. Gets some time for Rock to connect with D'Arcangelo. Has Derek Gregg through center. Gregg on the outside has 2 with her. Delays out in front. Good tip by Rock. Stopped by Mashmeyer. Looking for a tip. Skamora again, who's really found the score sheet lately. Up against Channel Watkins. Skamora protects it well. Looks for the blue line. Tabin, far end pass to Flaherty. Draws it in. Feeds it to the corner where Stacy is. 3 goals in her last 5 games for Laura Stacy. Up for Tabin. Draws it in. A low shot wide of the net. As Skylar Irving rolls off for check to pick up the puck.
Great job by Vancouver of keeping the center close and keeping Montreal to the outside.
One of those teams who can't get into the slots or they'll find their angles. Up ahead for Flaherty. She'll show her speed. That's by 2. Goes the distance. Montreal is outscoring their opponents at a historic rate. Down low for Rock. Looks Ducks up ahead. Peter Alamo calls for it. Board battle underway. Shakina. One lone goal for her since becoming a Goldeneye. Coming on the power play. Just been a thorn in the side for Vancouver. Carving it ahead. Shakina was there. A good look. You've got Montreal, whose special teams, specifically on their penalty kill, top of the league, and Vancouver's power play at the bottom. So we'll see how the game goes on in terms of special teams. Clean game so far. Back to the blue line. Sydney Barr, the former Fleet defender, up ahead. Gosling a quick up. Montreal cuts the ice in half. Rock rims it around. Late offside on the way. Linesman's arm is up. Now with speed, it's Sarah Nurse looking for Bart. Again, Gosling really reading these plays well and stepping up.
She's been playing so well, Gosling, since, we're talking about the absence of Erin Ambrose, but that's really when she stood up and stepped up and became a key leader on that blue line.
We talked about, too, the meaningful minutes, right? It's like a chicken and an egg thing. If, in order to get better, do you need the more minutes, or do you need to make the most of your limited minutes in order to produce? So a nice save there. Desbiens got a piece of it just in time.
Great shot by Ashton Bell and great tip by Rosenthal. Just being there, flash green, and tipping that puck.
Exciting moment to have two Quebec programs play for that U Sport Championship. Nice to see the hardware in-house tonight. Has Irving up ahead, has Skimura there. Stacey battling forward, onto the stick of Skimura now. Points in back-to-back games now as that shot goes wide. Skimura getting lost down low. Stacey feeds her the pass. And a walk-ins right there. Skimura up ahead looking for Irving. Now Ashton Bell flips it to center, looking to catch Abby Boreen on the rush. Former Victoire herself.
And a great job defensively by Vancouver of being close together and just chipping out the pucks when needed.
Bell gets through two. Leaves it in, not far enough. Taven off the backhand, reverses it to center. Mike's now quick up to Jakes. Off her stick. With under 8 to go in the first. Downey Landry protects it well. To think 10 years to date, Dubois, LaBelle were hoisting that trophy with the Carabin. Awesome to see the athletes in-house tonight. Gardner moves it forward. McMahon's right there. Now reversed quickly. Now a chance. Matidi to the outside. Looking for a low shot. Penalty on the way. LaBelle gets the touch. Victoire to the power play as Desbiens heads off. Gosling remains as the quarterback. Stacey's long slap shot off the boards and heads back into their own end.
Job by Vancouver again, keeping Montreal to the outside. No chance, high danger, all good for Vancouver.
So McMahon on the box for the hook. Rockets taken down. Miller to center, short-handed looking for Izzy Daniel. Back down to the corner as Gosling gets chased.
Great pressure, and they're not afraid of putting pressure.
Ninkova trying for a quick touch to center. It was a good look. They had sticks. Rock, a clear lane, drops it in. Downey Landry has replaced Poulin on this power play. Looks down low from Linkova.
That was close by Hannah Miller of getting that puck, almost going on the breakaway, unfortunately.
Gosling to Rock, a slap shot. Good one-timer. Montreal getting some lanes. Minute gone on the power play. Another shot from the blue line. Rock weighs her options. Ashton Bell drops the knee. Now down low. Out in front. Downey Landry was there. Good look from Irving. Gosling to Rock. Montreal snapping it around as Rock looks for another lane. Drops it in, hoping to find Downey Landry. Lone goal for her this season.
That was a great chance by Montreal there. That's first trial. And again, unfortunately, they were not able to connect on Downey Landry, but they see it's a new power play. Also, that's a challenge and a reality of Montreal.
Katie Taven end to end. Under 20 seconds to go on this power play. Irving to Taven, far end, long shot here. Maschmeyer with the save. Needed an extra look at it as Taven keeps it in play. Final seconds, Flaherty, another look. Good block by Vancouver right in front, wanting a call as Boreen got tripped up on the play. And we're back to 5-on-5.
There's two great block shots. Abby Boreen unfortunately got a bad bounce, but great idea. And again, Claire Thompson, a key leader on that team.
Just plays in all situations for Vancouver as Youngbloom fights in with controlled Gardner. The former teammates right there. Now up ahead. Montreal trying to swing it back down low. Montreal not able to capitalize on their power play chance. We talked about Vancouver struggling on the power play, but their penalty kill's been quite strong. 85.5% this season. Working for them early.
And it's a good start by both teams. I mean, the score is 0-0. Last game that they faced each other, the final score was 1-0.
Yeah, a lot of close games. Gosling broke through on the score sheet. That was her first pro goal. Another good read up ahead. Heavey in just her third game with the Victoire. Disrupts play, allows Greg to move it up ice. Jana Watkins had 3 shots on net back in their win against Toronto. Downey Landry dancing against the Goldeneyes. Couldn't quite strike. Good look for her. She's been around it in the first. Shakina, a goal and 3 assists during her season with the Charge before coming over to the Goldeneyes. Out there now is Skimura. Fights it around. Skimura back for Taven. A high shot, hoping for a deflection. The Goldeneyes have had their sticks in the way tonight.
And it doesn't take talent to block shots. It's just the willingness to do it. And Jana Watkins did a great job here for Vancouver.
Started off with Toronto, 2 seasons with Minnesota. Continues to show her strength. As Irving hops off in time, that could have been too many players from Montreal. Just dove over the bench, because why not? Good read as Izzy Daniel cuts back.
Got to do what it takes.
I like it. Anna Miller up ahead, coming off a goal herself against her former team. Looks to work in the offensive zone. Nurse's long shot deflected off a few legs and into the corner. Jakes gloves it down. Gosling's right there as Jake's on her. Out ahead. Oh, Nurse was there again. Slap shot. Desbin with the pad save. Here comes Montreal and Skylar Irving. One-on-one. Irving draws a penalty. A good effort by Irving. And Thompson looking for an explanation.
She does not agree, and we're going to see the replay here. Skylar Irving kind of leads into, and I think Claire Thompson is claiming that it's Irving.
Montreal to the power play when we come back. So Thompson in the box for a hold on what looks like could have been a breakaway chance for Irving.
Great pressure by Vancouver. They're being really aggressive, giving no time and space to Montreal.
Having to make quicker decisions. Mlinkova has some time now. Brock to Mlinkova. Up ahead for Gosling. Stacey calls for it. Slap shot blocked ahead by Hannah Miller. Drops the knee and everything. Gosling changes angles. Far end play. Down low from Mlinkova. Brock looking to open up. Trying for the shot. It'll go high and deflected.
Two great block shots here.
Getting in the lanes, and it's Maschmeyer to the rescue on that seeing eye shot. To the corner. Downey Landry with some moves. Down low, Mlinkova cuts in on the forehand. Another big save by Maschmeyer. A few extra shoves for one another behind the play. Minute gone on Montreal's second power play in this game. Up for Taven. Power play marker this year. Maschmeyer leaves it. Jana Watkins feeds it around. Goldeneyes have one jailbreak goal this year, courtesy of Jen Gardner. Meixna Moves ahead for McMahon. Down to the outside. Franigowski saying has had a treat coaching now McMahon. Played against her for years when she was playing for Duluth. Was coaching St. Cloud. He's really enjoyed her presence and her speed, and we can see it's a great addition to the penalty kill. Girolamo makes the D pass. Ambrose out there now on Montreal's power play. Youngbloom has it outside lane. She takes it into the glove of Emerin Smashmeyer. Montreal 0 for 2 on the power play tonight. Thompson up ahead. Vinny Chauvin looking for a stretch pass to Abby Boreen, who is walking the blue line. Boreen, Carter both scored in their debut games to the Victoire.
Montreal, number 25, minor penalty, slashing.
Nurse to Miller, looking for the shot. They've had the looks. Miller again.
That's a great pass by Sarah Nurse here.
Now on the turnover, Stacey shorthanded as Tullio breaks on the air. Here she comes. Oh, it'll be blown down as the period ends. What a moment that could have been for Montreal. More action to come after this in our first intermission.
The gate is open.
And here comes Hannah Miller looking to have an answer. Up ahead for Sophie Jakes. Feeds it around looking for Sarah Nurse in her first game against the Victoire this season. Miller off the boards to the blue line. Jakes drags it. A high shot off the glass. Good look for her early. Now Sarah Nurse up against Nicole Gosling. Takes a look, hoping to connect with Miller in the slot. Claire Thompson takes her time. Looks back, finds Miller. Now up ahead, a one-time shot. Desbiens got there in time.
Great shot, great patience by Vancouver. They're trying to create, well, we're looking for Sarah Nurse there on the back door.
When you look at Miller, you look at Nurse, all of their goals this season, 5-on-5. Whereas Nurse last year, the story was power play specialist with half her goals coming on the power play. Different story this year.
It's just interesting for Sarah Nurse. 6 out of the 9 games that she played with Toronto against Montreal, she had 7 points, 3 goals, and 4 assists. So she has Montreal's number. Let's see if tonight will be an answer.
Playing some of her best hockey against the Victoire is Vinny Chauvin, a former Victoire player, finds Boreen up ahead for Vinny Chauvin. Just can't seal the deal. A great passing sequence in this final seconds of this Goldeneyes power play. Vinny Chauvin had her. So close. Back to even strength. Out comes Youngbloom. Goldeneyes landing one shot on their power play. Now LaBelle cross ice looking for Abby Rock. Chasing after it. Ties up Channel Watkins. Ashton Bell finds the loose puck. 3 points for her this season as captain of the Goldeneyes. Went deep with the Charge last season all the way to the finals. Elevated her game during that time. Bringing that experience to Vancouver. Now Caitlin Willoughby looks on to the blue line. Back down into the corner. LaBelle's right there. She gets pinned by Seghetti. Willoughby finds a loose puck. And agility up ahead. Long shot looking for a chance in front. The Goldeneyes have the traffic and clear it away as Boreen looks up ice.
Great job defensively. Vancouver is very solid at, again, keeping Montreal on the outside and able to block shots and not allowing so many shots to go on net.
Goldeneyes struggle to score in the second period. Their best in terms of goal scoring, they leave it for the third. We'll see what happens here. Irving tries to shovel this pass ahead to Stacey. Michelle Carvin back to her feet. Claire Thompson, 12 points for her this season, despite taking a year off last year with her medical studies. A threat on the blue line, working it around with Sarah Nurse. Skimura. Up ahead for Miller. Goldeneyes setting things up to Nurse. Victoire's lose an edge. Nurse lands it on net. Daniel was hoping for a rebound. Nurse coming off a multi-point performance in the win against Toronto. 2 assists, her second multi-point of the year.
And even her coach mentioned that whoever plays with her is always better.
She brings out the best in her teammates as Downey Landry works it in low for Montreal. Goldeneyes having some time in the Montreal end to start this second period. Montreal looking to respond. Pinched ahead by Flaherty. Good stick the other way. Sophie Jakes leads the charge, has McMahon with her. Jakes comes in, drags it across. A shot on net, stopped by Desbiens. ARD to the rescue. And Meixna looking for her first with the Goldeneyes. Nishova back. The Goldeneyes have 2 as Greg up ahead. Leaves it back for Ambrose. Tipped in front. D'Arcangelo was there. Now back ahead looking for an open play. Goldeneyes steal the puck right back. Nice touch to Gabby Rosenthal. Up ahead for Boreen. Rosenthal driving through center. A hard hit. Boreen gets back to her feet. A good play by DiGirolamo. Corey Chevry talking about wanting to see that physicality. Message sent from DiGirolamo.
From Abby Rock. From
the list
from
goes
a lot
on
of players.
And on. Rock, who led in hits last season. Now a long shot here. Desbiens tracks it well. Thompson through the legs. Will it be enough? Puck pops loose. The Goldeneyes back in control. Jakes calls for it. Sophie Drake leads it back to Thompson. A drag high shot. Blocker saved by Desbiens. Nice cheer from the crowd by that save by Desbiens. Goldeneyes pushing here in the second period. Rock to Greg, which it'll be offside despite Rock's efforts.
And Vancouver's offense is offense created by their defense.
Goldeneyes Victoire tonight at Place Bell. Montreal looking for a postseason ticket tonight. Toe drag stop by Boulier. The Victoire have been able to score at least 3 goals in 9 of the last 10 games. The Goldeneyes have struggled in that department, averaging about a goal in half their games this season. But Izzy Daniel heating up at the right time. Miller through the legs again. Goldeneyes in control. Thompson to the blue line. Daniel's shot deflected up high. Off the glass and still in play.
That's a great stick.
Out in front. One time by Daniel, and Desbiens makes the save. Off the face-off. Montreal. Up ahead. Greg chips it through. Gets stopped by Bell, but has support from Taven. Joins in off the rush. Greg to Rock. Blue line to Flaherty. Wrist shot here. Wide of the net it will go. D'Arcangelo pinches to the corner.
That's exactly what Corey Chevry wants from her team. To put the puck behind the D, put pressure, and we saw Taven up front, below the goal line, putting pressure.
Montreal, a hard forechecking team. It's part of their identity, why they've been so successful. Victoire just wrapped up a 3-game road trip, including 2 takeover tour games. 2 of the next 4 games on the road. Hard hit by Flaherty into the boards. Barred in like that. Segedi pushes this puck ahead, but Montreal gains control of it. Willoughby feeds it around. Maschmeyer comes out to play the puck. Maschmeyer is allowed 2 or fewer goals against in her last 5 starts. On the streak of her career. Been tested in this one tonight. Joe Smith sees Segedi, gets the red line and sends it in. Mativi, Chevry saying, likes her game, integrating well. Certainly has the IQ to be playing at this level.
And she was talking about that gap that, between any other league and the PWHL, there's a time to adapt, and she wants to give her more ice time, and Ambrose being back in the lineup is giving her opportunity to get some more ice time.
As Montreal finds themselves in Goldeneyes territory, Thompson changing the story. Turnover, it's Youngbloom, but it'll be offside.
Montreal is good at home. They like this place.
Another great crowd tonight. Out in front looking for Mlinkova. Now it's time for Nicole Gosling. Through center, has Mlinkova. One goal shy of tying the record for most goals by a rookie in Victoire history. Gardner's been there, drops it into McMahon. To center, to the slot, it's Mike's the toe save by Desbiens. Here come the Goldeneyes.
Wow, they're buzzing too. That second line here. Great opportunity by Vancouver.
As Venisheva rounded out this second line, Dolsky making a change, putting Mike's on the flank of McMahon, and it's paying off. Mlinkova to the outside, cuts in, tripped up on the play. Things will continue on. Flipped up ahead. Daniel reads it, swings it back to Thompson. Now it's Stacey's turn for Irving. Down for Stacey. In comes Stacey. Stopped ahead by Thompson. Montreal responding with a favor and some chances of their own. Ambrose swings it across to Taven. We'll go back to Aaron Ambrose, inaugural recipient of Defender of the Year, said it wouldn't have been possible without Katie Taven that year. Two pillars to the blue line for Montreal. Stacey feeds it around. Taven has some time. Not much. Daniels there. Loose puck. Scamora back to the corner. Long shift now for Vancouver's 5. So a clear down. Will it touch two teams where point production is led by a defender. Keller with Boston. Thompson with Vancouver. Playing hard defense now. Eager to go for a change as Miller gets tied up. Penalty on the way. It looks like Montreal Victoire are going to head to their third power play of the game. Montreal back to the power play, their third of the game. This power play brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel. Paper towel, power through tough messes. Rock feeds it back to Stacey. Up ahead, Gosling has it, looking for Downey Landry. Thompson is hard to stop, takes Mlinkova down twice net front.
Right before Mlinkova gave a hard shot on Thompson and she fell, so I think that was a bit of retaliation.
Keep our eyes on those two. Montreal moving it around, a high slap shot by Gosling. Not a single power play goal has been scored in the meetings between these two teams this season. We still await one tonight. Hard hit at center. Now Thompson heading off. Taven heads back. Daniel in the box for the Goldeneyes, called for boarding. And now it's offside for Montreal. Flaherty takes the look. Slow pass to Taven. Rosenthal trying to jump on it. Another clear from Vancouver.
Good PK again from Vancouver.
A lot of penalties for them tonight, uncharacteristic. Fewest penalties in the league this year. As Maureen far end pass. Up ahead, Sydney Bard. He was hit there by DiGirolamo. Out comes Daniel. We're back to 5-on-5. Montreal not able to land a shot on their power play. Maureen drags it in off a stick into the glass. It will go. Bard accepts pressure. Looks ahead. Gets by one. Out in the middle.
That was a turnover by Mativi. She's going to have to be careful. If he wants more ice time, those passes in those danger zone are not good, not welcome.
Montreal's 5 games here over the course of this spread, all on the road. This is game 2 for them. Up next, they're at Minnesota on Saturday, and then Edmonton to wrap up the takeover tours. They've got Boston. The first team to clinch a postseason spot this year. Montreal looking to do that tonight. Regulation win will get it done, or an overtime or shootout win, right? Plus a New York overtime or shootout win or loss of any kind against Minnesota tonight. Willoughby's there. Oh, and a good stop ahead. Caitlin Willoughby has had her looks.
Great pass by Kat Dubois there on that zone entry. Fortunately couldn't connect, but that's the tricky part when there's new line mates. Still just need some time to adjust.
Stretch pass connects with Sarah Nurse. In comes Nurse for the Goldeneyes. Shot stopped by Desbiens again. Here's Miller. Pad save by Desbiens. Nurse another look. Had the open net. The puck trickled too far away. Goldeneyes pressing, and it's their top line leading the way.
They're generating good momentum, but stop at Anne Renee. She's solid at home.
Playing some of her best hockey here at Place Bell. Brock up ahead. Tara Gregg trying to go through the legs. Jakes quickly in zone, has Miller there for help. So you've got the change of Shishua now joining the Sirens. Rose, now Youngbloom. It's Gregg up ahead, and it'll go wide of the net. A grade A chance for Montreal again in the second period.
And that was a close too many men. They both, Sarah Nurse and someone else, went back to the bench. There was too many players on the ice.
Here comes Skimora up ahead. Irving there, stopped by Mashmeyer. Countless 2-on-1 chances for Montreal. Cleared away by Hannah Miller in time. The crowd behind Montreal, they get anywhere near Mashmeyer, and they're coming alive tonight. Fan gets to take a stick home during warm-ups. Dubois sent one of her sticks over the glass, which is always a nice keepsake for a fan. A penalty on the way. Stacey gets tripped by Thompson, so Claire Thompson back to the box. Montreal will go to their 4th power play here in a moment. Skylar Irving tees up for a slap shot. Out of play it will go. Skimora up ahead, leaves it back. Irving leaves it. Now it's Taven's turn. Has Flaherty. Now down low, looking for a Dark Angelo. Everybody's out with this second unit right now. Taven, Skimora, through the legs. Good block by Ashton Bell. Her and Hannah Miller have had some key blocks tonight for Vancouver.
Again, great job on the PK. 40 seconds already gone by, and not that many chance for Montreal. Good job to Vancouver.
Rock to Gosling, picking up speed through neutral ice. Here comes Nicole Gosling. For Downey Landry to the corner it will go. Jakes finds a loose puck and gets a needed clear for Vancouver.
You know, Kenzie, whenever there's special units, it's either a momentum gainer for the PKers or for the power play. And in this case, so far, it's been to the advantage of Vancouver, even though they're a player less on the ice.
Yeah, it's a chance to really change the temperature of a game. When either you're short a player out there or you have the extra attacker.
And they're really aggressive, Vancouver. They're all over the ice. It seems like it's almost 5-on-5 right now.
Making the most of the 4 players out there. Under 15 seconds. Goldeneyes almost had a chance there, but here comes the Victoire. Downey Landry checked along the boards by Channel Watkins. Montreal has 2 below the goal line. Downey Landry looking for an outlet pass, reverses it to LaBelle. Alexandra LaBelle out in front. Willoughby was there. We're back to 5-on-5. Only one shot landing on Maschmeyer. Montreal needing to find ways to get these shots on net.
That looked painful. Channel Watkins ran into the Girolamo.
Shaking it off as Boulier works it the other way. Now Dubois looks on. Oh, and a nice shot from her, looking to catch Maschmeyer off guard. Deception by Dubois. Under a minute and a half remaining in the second period. Jake's pinned ahead. Izzy Daniels right there with the go-ahead goal. The win against Toronto. Put up 5 shots to tie for her most ever in a single game. Final minute to go. A hit off Miller. She'll shake it off. Talked about tonight the playoff implications. 2 other games going on. Minnesota and New York. Minnesota leading away 2-1 right now, so that's good news for Vancouver fans. Maureen leaves it. Moves it forward. Miller, under 30 seconds to go, finds Sarah Nurse. Through, and it won't get across Boulier.
This block shot by Boulier there on the D side.
Here comes Abby Rock up against the time. Oh, and a good tip by D'Arcangelo. Final seconds here. Montreal in the offensive zone. Taman steals it to the backhand. A shot by Rock. Stopped by Maschmeyer. 2 seconds to go in the period, and that grit says it all. Leaves it back. Greg, Stacy. It's Taman. Oh, but the buzzer will go. 0-0 between the Victoire and the Goldeneyes. Just one more period to go. Claire Thompson. The penalties for her tonight have allowed Montreal's power play to go to work, but weren't able to strike. Irving up ahead looking for Laura Stacy. With speed, Stacy gets by Thompson. To the corner she'll go. Scamora looking net front as Maschmeyer, had to make a few saves as that puck bouncing in her glove. Look at the series this year between the two teams. Vancouver has outshot Montreal in the third periods. That's where a bulk of the Goldeneyes scoring has come this season. Daniel with speed has Miller with her. Far side looking for Nurse in zone. Sarah Nurse settles it. Gosling gets a chunk of play off of it, but a good drive for Vancouver. Goldeneyes go for a change as Irving works it along the boards. Venishova is right there. Boulier running out of time. Flips it to center off the skates of Rock. Settled by Scamora. Takes it through. What a move. Bailey Scamora follows up with a backhand shot on net. Look out. Hard off she goes. A good shift for the veteran.
That's a great move by Scamora.
Up ahead, a chance. D'Arcangelo, it'll go wide of the net. Hungry for her fourth. Back to the blue line again. Montreal setting everything on net. Some hitting Maschmeyer, some staying wide.
It seems to be a tendency of where they try to get that tip net front. I've seen that a couple times, and D'Arcangelo had 2 or 3 chances like that close by in the slot.
Venishova through 2. Leads it off for Abby Boreen. Maureen Gardner getting a good applause and tribute in the first whistle back in the first period as Abby Rock goes end to end. Out wide, takes it. Rock, who has led the Victoire tonight in shots on net. 3 total coming into this final period. Amanda McMahon shakes the pressure. 3 goals in her last 4 games. Moves it ahead. McMahon looks on to the slot. A high shot by Gardner. What a moment that would be in her return to Place Bell.
What a great chance by Vancouver. Great pass by McMahon and great chance by Gardner.
McMahon to Gardner, looking back for Mike Snub. Linkovel will pick it up. Natalie Linkovel has Youngbloom with her. With speed, Linkovel to the backhand. Hard but wide. It will go. It's tied up by Job Smith.
That was a good chance. But Montreal's going to have to put pucks on net, as you mentioned, Kenzie, because it's going to be hard to score without...
Trying to get them on net. An important piece is Youngbloom out in front, kicked away and cleared somehow. Maschmeyer back to her feet. Along the boards, Meixa Tied up by Dubois as Corey Chevry shaking up the top line. Stacy, Rock, Dubois. Leaders to their own respective lines. Looking for that depth scoring here in this playoff push. As a let's go Victoire chance rain inside Place Bell. Nurse on the turnover. Gets onside. His pass back through is a chance for Karvinen. Offside for Montreal. Montreal in Vancouver zone now. Miller moves it forward. Hustled off the puck. Miller keeps it in. This touch ahead by Taven. Thompson takes a hit from Stacy. I think a month ago, the two with Team Canada at the Olympics. Stacy calls for a new stick. Looking to put it to work. Skimora. Nice look to Irving. Snapped across for Rock on her skate, so she'll take it to the corner. Rock alone up against two Goldeneyes. Loses the battle, so Sophie Jakes looks ahead.
That's an Abby Rock sandwich.
An Abby Rock sandwich. Yes, the Goldeneyes trying to keep her at bay. Desbiens will gobble up the loose puck. 2 goals. Well, they only have 44 in the season, so half their total has come in the final frame. Voting well for them in a position they are in right now. Dark Angelo. High it will go. Pushed ahead. Bell to Channel Watkins. Finds Venisheva near side to Boreen, and in come the Goldeneyes. Boreen to Venisheva. Stopped by Desbiens. A good read by Anne-Renee Desbiens. End-to-end play for Vancouver. Channel Watkins long from the blue line. Scooped up by Desbiens. Got the win last time these two teams saw each other. Sandra Abstrider played their first ever meeting back in December. Gosling sees Gardner right there. Boulier looking near side. Irving off the backhand to center. Here comes Skimora. Haley Skimora on the outside from Montreal. Buzzing here in the third period she is. Reverses it down low to Stacy. Looking for a quick pass to Irving. Jakes reads it. McMahon's right there. Or Stacy. Most productive player since the Olympic break. Looking for some room here, but Maschmeyer keeps traffic away.
And I wonder how Corey Chevry is going to manage her lines, because last game, whenever it was not going so well against New York, she made some changes in their lines. And I wonder if she's going to go back with that Abby Rock with Laura Stacy and Kat Dubois, which worked so well for 3 games.
Ashton Bell cuts back, sees two Goldeneyes, moves it ahead, finds Meixna. Anna Meixna in zone for Vancouver, gets pinned by Gosling, has McMahon with her. Garter heads net front. McMahon off the backhand. Bell tried to glove it down. It goes the distance. Gives time for Montreal to change.
Full change on both sides, except Channel Watkins, who stayed on the ice with that puck.
It makes a nice pass to Karvinen. 7 points for her this PWHL season. Jacquina looking for Karvinen. They connected early as well back in the first period. Just couldn't get the shot on net. They're finding each other well in the offensive zone. Jacquina again, another look. Alone this time off the inner skate of Flaherty. Sigani picking up momentum. Looks on, a low shot. Desbiens makes the save.
That was a great chance. Great shot. Simple. And Karvinen was in front. Unfortunately, couldn't get that tip, but that's what they're going to need to do.
Goldeneyes getting closer, looking for their first win ever against Montreal this season. Inserted well on the power play for Montreal. They've had 4 chances on the player advantage tonight. As a let's score, Victoire chants continue.
We haven't seen the wave tonight, Kenzie.
The fans here are trying, but nobody's picking it up. I feel bad for the group behind Davian's net who are trying to get it going. They've tried a few times. There's a young girl I can see. She's trying to rally the crowd.
Still got time to get...
A sea of Victoire jerseys and pink waist bags, courtesy of Barbie and Victoire here tonight. We've got our keepsakes. Ooh, and some hats.
Fancy.
Fancy. You wore the pink. You came ready for the game.
Came prepared.
You knew it was Barbie night at Place Belle. Izzy Daniel has some speed through center. Takes it in all alone. Nurse there to help. Cross play to Miller. Now Jakes to the slot. There's room. It's Daniel. Oh, and a stop by Desbiens. Izzy Daniel heads off. Her best look of the night.
That was so close. And if she let that pass go, Nurse was also backdoor. So that was a great pass and great chance by Daniel.
Goldeneyes had two in front. Now it's Jakes trying for the forehand. Venishova follows up. Blocked by Greg. Bell has another lane. Drawing in Ashton Bell. A nice snapshot. Yeah, again having to come up big. Vancouver having Montreal in their own end. Turnover. Laura Stacey will pick it up. Stacey with speed. The crowd behind her. Drops it for Scamora. And a save by Maschmeyer.
And both goalies have been able to highlight their skills. And as we're going to see, Anne Renee's save on Daniel's shot, and that was a great shot by Daniel. And now we're gonna right away go on the other side, and Maschmeyer is ready. That's why they're the top two goalies in Canada, Team Canada.
Dueling it out tonight in Montreal. Irving up ahead. Scamora finds a blue line pass to Ambrose. Sees Alamo to the slot. It's Stacey off toe of her stick. Lights off Rosenthal to keep it in play. Rosenthal, we talked about the centering depth for Vancouver. Key piece on 6 of her 9 draws against Toronto. Out in front, Scamora scores! Haley Scamora breaks through for Montreal.
Well, we were wondering who was going to score that first goal, and it's Haley Scamora. And you know, Kenzie, that starts with Laura Stacey coming really up high in that O-zone and creating some chaos. Rosenthal had no choice to go up high, and it creates some opening down low, and Laura Stacey was able to make a great pass, and it's very hard for a goaltender to follow that puck when it goes from below the goal line to high slot. And you can see that we're all being so passive and attracted with that puck. And look at that reaction by their captain and the newcomer, Sab Isbell. Laura Stacey. Mary-Philippe Boulay is very happy from Laura Stacey's pass to Haley Scamora.
So Scamora's 4th of the season. She was around it, and now she gets rewarded. 3-game point streak now for Scamora. 2 goals and an assist in that time frame, and a huge pass from Stacey to make it possible. Has now tied her career best, 11 assists on the season. And Skylar Irving with the secondary, the top line, making it work for Montreal in this third period. That's Irving's 5th assist in her rookie year. Anna Meixna as Vancouver looks to respond. It's Gardner. Gets by Boulier. As Meixna down low, tries to feed her the pass. Connects well. Gosling's right there. Gardner off her stick. His room for Nicole Gosling to find Linkleback. Trying for a quick up to Dubois, but the Goldeneyes have numbers.
As everybody goes to change again, gives time and space to Sophie Jakes, but Montreal is there to step up.
The team is stopped ahead. Izzy Daniel right there. Sure, we'll see a lot of this top line here as we hit the halfway point of the third period. Darkangelo to Greg. Greg splits the D, but gets taken down. Hard collision to the boards. Now, we didn't see her play against Winnipeg, and now she's laboring her left arm here. A tough sight for Greg. And she'll look to head off. We'll keep her eyes on 17, and she's going to go straight down the tunnel. So Dara Gregg has left the game, gliding awkwardly into the boards here.
I can't recall exactly what happened in her last injury, but it seems that it might be a recurrent injury from a shoulder, maybe.
It was an upper body, so could be related. At this time, Greg down the tunnel. Montreal up by 1, courtesy of Scamora, and this top line with Irving and Stacy, and looking for the second. Maschmeyer comes out of her crease. There's your hero, Victoire fans, from Buffalo, New York. Haley Scamora nets her 4th of the season. Yet Victoire in the lead by 1.
And I did ask Corey Chevry, what was your biggest challenge this year? And she said, definitely injuries. And, losing Poulin, Murphy, Derek Gregg to a couple games, Ambrose. That's a lot of players.
Yeah, Youngbloom at the start of the season.
Yes. And Downey Landry with the finger as well.
Yeah. But look at Montreal. 1 regulation win away here tonight. Making a 3rd straight playoff appearance. Joe Smith looking to room the party. Irving takes a hit from Rosenthal.
And Chevry said there's only 5 or 6 games that she played with the full roster.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
5 games with a healthy roster available, with all players and no suspensions or anything, winning 4 of those 5 games. Next player up mentality. We heard it from Dubois with Kelly at the start of the game. They've had it. It's working for them. Cleared it away in time as Gardner now works it up high. Montreal has 2. Loose puck. Dubois flips it to center. Caitlin Willoughby stopped up by Sydney Bard. Montreal offside. We see Dara Gregg here. Just looks like she may be appearing. She's doesn't have her helmet on, but she's back just in the tunnel, which is a good sight. It'll be an exciting moment for her and her family on Friday night. The Canadian Tire Center, her brother Ridley, of course, playing with the Ottawa Senators, so she'll have a chance to play at his home arena on Friday night. If she gets back to the lineup, we see her putting her helmet on now.
That's a good sign.
Under 8 to go. Montreal out to a 1-0 lead. Haley Scamora is Greg, helmet on, gloves on, and she's returning to the Montreal bench. DiGirolamo fights it ahead, looking for LaBelle.
Here she goes on the ice there, Greg.
Right through center, here she comes! Oh, what a moment that could have been!
Imagine!
Wow! Oh, that would have been a story for the ages.
From the tunnel to the breakaway.
Why not?
And we're going to see if the pass here, a great stretch, and maybe Vancouver's going to try to force the play a little bit, and on the other side, Montreal's going to take advantage of that and trying to stretch that play, forcing them to back up a little more.
Having a career best season. Looking to build off of it. What a moment that could have been. Rock for Boulier. Montreal gaining separation on the shot count here tonight. Last time they met, 2 previous meetings, the Goldeneyes did a bulk of the shots in the final frame.
And it was this exact score last game.
Montreal had 4 power play chances that last game. Goldeneyes had 1. That is the same story here tonight. Izzy Daniel, 2-on-1 for Vancouver as Miller.
Maybe
Miller
not.
Out in front. Daniel can't connect. It looks like Boulier's stick was there in time.
Wow. I thought this is going to be the tying goal, but great job by Boulier there on the defensive side, and on the offense, it was a great opportunity.
Back to the top line. Bell wins it to Daniel, down low for Nurse. Up high, back for Ashton Bell. Far end, Channel Watkins lets it go to the glove of Desbiens.
Great shot by Channel Watkins, and Desbiens makes it so easy. Boulier was a key aspect on that 2-on-1 right here. Just being at the right time, at the right place, and she was patient. She stayed in between both forwards and was able to deflect that puck in the corner in that safe space. Great chance for Vancouver.
Yeah, they're heating up here. Vancouver has only ever won once before when tied after 40 minutes of play. Stacey takes it down low. Irving's right there to pick it up. The Northeastern grad finds Flaherty. Stacey again looking to be first on it. Scamora, the difference maker tonight, joins in on the board battle. Under 6 to go in the third period. Up next for Montreal, we talked about it, Canadian Tire Center on Friday. Then they'll be right back here against Seattle on the 7th. And that could maybe be a game where we see Marie-Philippe Poulin return. She's eligible April 5th. But the timeline will tell us when she's ready to return. 5:43 to go in the third. The Victoire out to a 1-0 lead here at Place Belle as Montreal keeps on rolling at home. Under 5.5. Greg's back in full play, which is good to see since a brief exit after an awkward collision to the boards. Up against Jakes now in on a board battle. Miller wins it free. Hannah Miller looking towards Desbiens, gets stopped by Tabin. Anna McMahon now, as the Goldeneyes had a grade A chance moments ago with Izzy Daniel. Somehow Boulier kept it out.
And Renee could say thank you to her after the game.
Big thank you. Now Mlinkova one-on-one. In comes the rookie. Mlinkova, poke checked away by Channel Watkins. She'll take it through neutral ice. Has McMahon with her. Channel Watkins end to end. Now Jen Gardner to Channel Watkins. Slap shot. Desbiens makes a clean save.
That was a good breakout by Channel Watkins. Skating that puck all the way to the offensive zone, and that was a great shot. But again, Vancouver will need to put some traffic net front. It's not by reaching and trying to tip that puck. Go in front, cover Desbiens' eyes, and make her job harder.
Good win by Scamora. So her fourth of the season and 3 goals prior to that, 2 against her former team in the Toronto Sectors. Bell and Channel Watkins trying to fight off this line as they go back to work. DiGirolamo keeps it in. Stacey off the stick. Scamora back in first on it in the corner. Montreal doing a good job of being first on pucks. And Stacey gets back to her feet. Ashton Bell, an outlet pass. Kind of Mike's the changing the angles. Goldeneyes get a change. Out comes Sophie Jakes. Goes 1-on-3. Jakes can't get through the legs of Gosling, and it's reversed to Irving. Nice look trying to connect with LaBelle. Quick reverse by Vancouver. We'll see if icing's the call, and it will be.
And I would like to see Sophie Jakes there to be more patient and go around and wait for her teammates to come, and instead she tries and go 1 against 3 or 4. Well, we see this grade A chance where Boulier, what a play, a defensive play. That doesn't show on the score sheet, but definitely helps to keep a team scoreless.
Boulier's PWHL career began with the charge. Now an integral piece of the blue line of Montreal. Gosling off the face-off.
She was in exchange with Vanishova, who actually plays for Vancouver.
Now she's on to her third stop. Scamora as well. Been around the league. Playing in her third team. Carving in a hard battle up against Boulier. Montreal breaking it out. Thompson working the blue line. Willoughby swats at it. Has LaBelle there. Under 3 to go. Abby Boreen, the former Victoire, takes a look, trying to get the legs of Thompson. Larry reverses it quickly.
I really like how Vancouver's breaking out through the middle. It's twice McMahon earlier made that play, and right now again they did that outlet pass to the middle, and it makes an easier breakout. Compared to what we were seeing in the first period, they're turning the puck over so much. Right now they seem to have found a bit more solutions.
Adolski calling a timeout with 2:38 to go. Their faceoff will be just in front of their bench. And so, and Sophia, if you're Adolski, I mean, giving your top line some rest here and trying to come up with a game plan to get it in the offensive zone as early as possible.
Exactly, and probably gonna try to see to take Mashmeyer out and bring an extra player on the ice. But I really like the way Vancouver is playing, and they don't quit, and they work really hard, and they've had a great game. And Adolski said, you know, why last game worked is because we had some lucky bounces, and today it didn't happen. And one of the reasons why it didn't happen is because Anne Renee was solid in net. She was all game long solid and confident, and you know, she's only has allowed her goal against average is below 1.2, which is kind of outstanding for a goalie in any league.
Right, 1.16. I mean, her numbers, her and Frankel this season, it's like, you know, Frankel one-ups her, Davia responds. And they're in this 1-2 battle all year long with the numbers and the records.
You know, if they're not in the battle for the MVPs,
certainly have been difference makers for their teams. Frankel at the top of the list this season for Boston. Under 2.5 to go. Vancouver moments ago taking their timeout. There goes Mashmeyer. They send an extra attacker. In comes McMahon. Thompson takes a look. Darkangelo flings it to center as Vancouver will regroup.
Smart play of just getting that into the neutral zone by Darkangelo, not trying to get that goal in the empty net. Sometimes the players try to get an icing and try to get that goal, but creates a face-off. Smart play by Darkangelo.
Montreal back in their own end. 6 on the ice for Vancouver. Irving off the backhand. Up ahead to Stacey. They have 2. An open net ahead. Laura Stacey. Far end to Scamora. Here we go. Make it 2 for Haley Scamora tonight against the Goldeneyes.
Well, Corey Chevry has found some solutions by putting these 3 players together, and that was a great play by Skylar Irving and good read by Laura Stacey. Great feed, and you know, I really like to see the generosity of a player not trying to get that goal. And you know, Scamora had that first goal, and look at those smiles and those 3 players together creating some depth scoring. And tonight these 3 players played outstanding, and one of the reasons why they're up 2-0 is Haley Scamora. So the number we were looking for is 16.
Well, and what a night it was. Scamora's 5th of the season now, tying her career high from the inaugural year when she was playing with the Charge. And that's great pass from Stacey to give her the empty net. Now setting a career high for herself in 12 assists in a single year. rounded out by Irving with her second point of the night. So that trio connecting on both goals. As Mashmeyer is off again, the Goldeneyes will keep pushing. Down by 2 to Montreal. 1:15 remaining. Rosenthal looking for the loose puck. Vancouver sends 2. Bell's going to have to go back for it. Michelle Carbonen, chased by Youngbloom, moves it ahead for Boreen. LaBelle's there. Now Rock can slow up pace. Ambrose takes her time in her return game with the Victoire. First game in 63 days since wearing the Montreal jersey.
And I'm surprised to see Ambrose on the ice. I know she's a great player, but the fact that Corey Chevry said she's not going to have power play time, but decides to put her, earlier on too, when Mashmeyer was out in the 6-on-5, she decides to put Ambrose because she's so smart. And even though she's not the fastest, she could be at the right time, right place, blocking shots, doing great things.
Another net! Making 3 for Montreal! The nail in the coffin against the Goldeneyes tonight. Maggie Flaherty lets it go from distance. Her 4th on the year.
1691 kind of looks alike, the 6 put up backwards. And we see some disappointing faces on Vancouver, but it was a great shot. But that's the shot I was telling you that sometimes players try to do, and it creates an icing. On 2-0 doesn't matter all that much. Why not try it? Flaherty is really happy by scoring that goal, and any goal counts.
Pointless in her last 5 games. Ends here. Her 4th on the season. Scamora, her first ever multi-goal night. It came late, the scoring, but it was worth the wait. In a game that means so much for Montreal. A consistent season. One of the hardest things to find in this league is consistency, and Montreal has found that this year. And they've got their depth. That's the difference this time around. The question is, are they poised to go the distance and make it through the first round of the playoffs?
That's the biggest question.
Final 10 seconds. Willoughby with speed. Wow, gets there first. It almost had a scoring chance to seal the deal as Downey Landry fires it on net. What a night for Montreal. They take down the Goldeneyes 3-0 as the Montreal Victoire become the first ever team in PWHL history to clinch 3 straight playoff berths.
And that celebration kind of says it all. And Renee was outstanding.
Regulation win, 49 points now for Montreal. Them and Boston are off to the postseason. Only 2 spots remain. Minnesota, New York tied 3-3 there. Looks like they're off to extra time here tonight. Up next, though, for these 2 teams, right back to work. For the Montreal Victoire, they've got the Charge at Canadian Tire Center. A lot of fans coming out for that one. And then the Goldeneyes will take on the Minnesota Frost. A lot of playoff implications in that game. Well, that'll do it for us in Place Bell tonight. The Montreal Victoire are off to the postseason for the 3rd straight year in a game that was hard fought between both sides, but ultimately it was Scamora and company that got it done. On behalf of myself, Kenzie Lone, and Sophie Vite, Kelly Gregg, our entire PWHL production crew, we thank you for watching tonight, and we'll see you soon.